Good morning, everybody. It is Monday, January 26, 2026. It's 10 a.m. and 12 degrees outside, so we will see how long I make it before I go inside and put a hat on. And, well, before I go further, I say good morning, everybody. I just want to thank our lone subscriber. I never thought somebody would subscribe. I originally posted these videos for our family to keep up with what we're doing in life and thought about making them private, but I didn't want to have to send them links every time. So I was like, I'm just gonna make them public, and whatever happens, happens. Never thought people would watch them, and let alone get a subscriber. So thank you to whoever you are. It is really cool to have someone that will be around from the beginning. The videos we post is just going to be covering our life and taking you guys along for the ride. I don't want to do clickbait, so I will give you a heads up. I will not be giving any legal advice as to whether or not you should drive in a level 2 or level 3 snow emergency. I don't know you. I don't know what type of car you have. I don't know what conditions your tires are in. I don't know what your family situation is like. I don't know how much money you have in the bank to pay fines. So I'm not going to tell you what to do. I'm going to tell you what our thought process was. And I'm going to tell you right now, I've been at my job for 5 years. My last job I was at for 19 years. And it was actually considered emergency personnel. So even in an L3, we had to drive to work. This job, it's a warehouse job. Don't tell me it's an emergency for someone to get their packages. Even I myself, right now, there's some stuff I want to order, but I'm going to wait because I know as I place the orders, they're going to start seeing a backlog in these businesses, and it's going to put more pressure on them to have their employees come in. So I'm not going to do it. I can wait. I'm not saying that's what you should do. You do whatever you need to do. But, we do work in a warehouse. 5 years I've been at this one. They've pulled some stuff before, and I've learned my lesson. I'm not going in. So my county right now is under a L2. The county of my job, or at least the city where my job is under a L3. I also know the police like to be out in that city. So how much snow did we actually get? It's hard to tell. I can't show depth on this. I could stick a ruler in there, and I probably will later. It is easily up to my calves, even not counting where the snow drifted against the patio wall. But what was going through my head? Okay, well, we're lucky. We are very, very lucky. So I don't want to act like I understand everybody else's situation. We do have a truck with 4-wheel drive. We do have access to shovels. We have plenty of vacation time and other time off options saved up. So if we don't want to go in, we are not scared about losing our jobs. Not to mention that the company I work for has the most liberal call-off policy I have ever seen in my life. Have you ever heard of a job where you can just not show up and there's no penalty? You don't have to tell them you're going to be late. You just walk in whenever you feel like it. As long as you have the time off, they can't do anything about that. I've never in my mind, when I found that out, I was so no, there's no way I would work as a manager here. Employees just show up whenever they feel like it, and there's nothing I can do about it, and they don't have to tell me they're coming in late. Nah, I'm good. So we're not worried about losing our jobs. So again, like I said, your situation might be completely different than that. And we're also very lucky that we have enough money saved because we do realize things come up. We work in a warehouse job. If we get hurt, and this company's policy is to lie and deny, they're going to do everything they can not to pay. We need to make sure we can cover the bills while trying to get, short-term disability from the job or whatever. We also know we live in a state where sometimes the winters are bad, sometimes they're not. So we try to stay prepared in case we're not able to make it to work for a couple days. We can still pay our bills. Not everybody's that lucky. I get that. So L2, they encourage people not to be out. L3 means unless you are an emergency personnel, do not be on the road. They can fine you. They can arrest you. All right. So what goes through my head? It's an L3 in the city where we work. I know the police are out there a lot. They just love to sit out. It's a nice suburb. They have nothing else to do. They will just sit there and wait to give out tickets. That's fine. No hate on them for doing that. Am I willing to get arrested over trying to go into a job where I know if I don't make it in, I'm not going to get fired? No, I'm not. The fine is $250. Let's say they decide to be nice and just give me a ticket for trying to get in. $250. That wipes out any money that I would make today. So I would break even. So go in and give my labor just to turn around and pay it for a ticket, no, I'm not doing that either. Then I'm thinking, okay, so let's say we're not lucky. That's best case scenario. I get my butt to work unharmed. but these roads have not, they've barely been touched. I'll show you our parking lot here. And they attempted to plow our sidewalks and parking lot for us. I'm eternally grateful for where I live. The roads, I wish I knew how to insert videos. I could show you the highway webcams. They have like one lane barely cleared. So no. But yeah, so that was best case scenario. But in the worst case scenario, we get in a wreck. I have $1,000 deductible, and it's like that for sure negates any money I would earn by going in today. So I'm not doing that either. And what if we just slide off the road and we have to call a tow truck? That, especially in this weather, you're looking at about $300. That takes away the money I earn. So I'm just trying to see where's the incentive to go in today. Okay, so now I'm going to go back inside. I'm going to get my hat on, put some gloves on. We are going to go shovel out these cars. I'm going to shovel out his truck, shovel out my car the best we can. But yeah, Oh, the other thing. So the other reason why, even last night, they did close Sunday. Let me put it this way. They did close Sunday. I feel bad for night shift on Saturday. The snow started at 6 p.m. Our night shift is due in at 6:30 p.m. So, of course, they had them come in. I can understand that. Weathermen are not always correct. Let's have them come in just in case. But once it started snowing, they should have let them go home, and they didn't. They made them stay their full shift, and, of course, coworkers got in wrecks on the way home. And do you think the job's going to pay for their deductible, pay for them to get a new car, pay for them to get an Uber to work? No. But will they fire them if they don't show up for the next 3 days because they have no way to get to work? Yeah. So it just is not worth it. And last year, we went in on a day they were open. We get there. A tenth of the employees showed up. Okay, I'm sorry, you can't run a warehouse with a tenth of the employees. So after an hour or two, I think it was, of walking around looking stupid, doing nothing, they had us cleaning the building. They decided to send us home. So we risked getting in an accident just for 2 hours to clean the building and be told to go home. And so I was like, I'm not doing it this year. I'm not. Nobody's going to go to work today. Sunday they did close for day shift and night shift, so that was good. And they were supposed to do a delayed opening this morning, and I told Steve, even with the delayed opening, I'm not doing it because we're going to get sent home. And then, about an hour or two ago, we got a message that the building was going to close down, which was fine. I had already made the decision. It wasn't worth it for me. And yeah, you hear sirens in the background. Hopefully everybody's okay. So, all right, let me go in, get a hat on, and go dig our cars out. So, bye. All right, here we go. Steve already walked through it. Can you see how deep that is? That is a lot of snow for us. I'm going to just follow in his footprints. We're going to actually, so they shoveled some. I want to be careful because I don't want to get anyone's license plate here in it. Oh, it looks like our neighbor tried to shovel some of his as well, but we have a lot of older neighbors, so we're going to do just not our parking lot, but our patio area. Sorry about that, but they normally shovel the actual patio area as well. But they just didn't have time. It's just way too much. But they did a good job. I'm really impressed and grateful. And honestly, now that I'm out here, we probably could have made it to work today. Our license plates are covered, so I feel comfortable showing you how covered the cars are in snow. And it's not even so much the snow on the cars. It's the fact that for mine, it's up to my bumper. Ow. So I'm going to have to figure out how to get all this out. Again, look, really grateful. Look at that. That's cleared enough to drive on for us. They cleared us a path all the way from the complex to the parking lot. And now just to dig these out. He brought a shovel. He brought two as if I'm helping. I'm helping people.